The y-intercept, whether you use your calculator or you just knew it was 0.35, because this isn't general form, you get a mark for that. You get a mark for your vertex. So if you figured out the vertex, it's the top, right? And if you typed it in right, you get a mark for that. Tell me your keystrokes. If you're forgetting your keystrokes, you put one of these next to your answer, because then you'll lose half a mark. Okay. X-intercepts, there are two of them. Okay, they cross the x-axis twice, so it's this. So you'll get 2 marks for that. So 4 marks for filling out the chart correctly. And the graphing I'm going to do with you here. So I noticed that my x-intercepts are very close together. So when that happens, please use your grid. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. You can actually do that if you'd like. Okay, you don't have to just keep it small, spread it out if you can. It's not wrong if you didn't, as long as it's consistent. Okay. In terms of my y, my vertex goes all the way to 38, 98. So I'm going to go 10, 20, 30, 40, right? So in that case, you do want to use a higher scale, -10, -20. And let's plot everything. So one of the x-intercepts is almost at -2. The other one is almost at 4, but not quite. It's be 3.5, 3.75, 3.78 is just right there. 0.35 is my y-intercept, and 0.92, 38.98. So that's somewhere there. Okay, so then you just connect like that. I know your graph is going to look a lot smaller. If you went 5, 10, 15, obviously yours is going to be way smaller, crammed in. That is fine. If the points are where they belong, based on your scale, you're good. Okay, and then don't forget your equation. Okay. And there, so that would be a complete graph. So arrowheads for now, our legs should have arrowheads as well, because we are not limiting this to a word problem. Once we start throwing stuff from the ground up and then it hits the ground, then we no longer have those arrowheads. Okay, so it is very dependent on the situation, but if it's not a word problem, arrowheads everywhere. Okay, so I will give you 3 marks for this. So one would be the labels category, so meaning your x, your y, your equation. Okay, the other one would be your scale. Is it correct? Is it consistent? And the other one would be your shape. And by that I mean the points have to be where they belong. Okay, if they're not there, so you lose a whole mark if anything is missing. If the equation is missing, I usually take half off. But if your scale is off, you technically lose a full mark. Okay. And you know how you see how this happened here? You just kind of cheat a little bit, right? Just make your dot a little bigger, and then it's all good. Okay. This page is worth 7. I made this just before I went home yesterday, so there's some glitches. There's some glitches for sure. So given the following, a graph, determine the coordinates of the vertex. So I just wanted you to read that. It's -0.92, 31.02 if you round to 2 decimals, right? Just off of that, that's how you answered it. Coordinates of the x-intercept. This is your x-axis down here, right? When y is equal to 0, this is your x-axis right here. So there are none. That's all I needed you to say there. Coordinates of the y-intercept, it's 0.35. What would the sign of A be for the graph pictured? It would be positive, right? You can either write positive or just say A is positive. So 1 mark for each correct entry. The degree of a linear function is 1. It's just 1. Okay, so linear is 1, quadratic is 2. So if you need a refresher on that, you go for it and add it to your study sheet. Determine the y-intercept of the function algebraically. So you have to show me the work. So it's basically when x is equal to 0. So we go negative 15 is equal to x plus 9 squared. Sorry, 0 plus 9 squared minus 17. That's negative 15 and 9 squared minus 17. That's 81 times negative 15, right? I'm not that good. So that'll be negative 1215 minus 17. So basically you just subtract 17 from, where are we at? 1232. So it's negative 1232. So basically, the y-intercept, you just figured out that when x is equal to 0, y is equal to negative 1,232. Okay? So if I see this here, you get a mark, provided that you showed some work leading up to it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 marks for this backside and 7 marks for the front. That makes this 13. Yeah.
For question 2b, if I left it blank, do I get a mark?
Today we'll say yes. Today, because at least you didn't try to come up with something, because then you don't understand, right? If you left it blank today, I'll be like, okay, you definitely know that there are no x-intercepts, so leave it blank. Today is fine, but moving forward, you have to tell me. So 7 and 6 is 13. So cross out the 5. I don't know what I was doing there. Cross out the 5 and